Hi, I'm Glenn Thorley from eWOF and Grimmer Motors in Hamilton. Today I'm going to show you how to use your smartphone to do an electronic WOF or eWOF online on my vehicle. We've designed the system to work on your current smartphone so that you don't have to buy any new devices. We recommend using a smartphone due to the high quality cameras for taking photos, but you can also use a tablet if you prefer. If you've never used our system before, then feel free to follow along and experiment. You can pretend to do a WOF without any risk at all. You can do pretend WOFs as many times as you like until you get comfortable with the system. Our system does not submit anything to NZTA at this point, so you have no risk in accidentally submitting a WOF inspection to NZTA that's a pretend one. So let's get started. If you can't remember how to log in, then type in eWOF.com into your browser and then click the login from the drop down menu. If it's been a while since you logged in, then you'll need to follow the login process. I'll just demonstrate that to you now by logging out. So log in, continue with Google. As I signed up with Google in the past, so that's how I'm logging in today. I'll choose the account that I logged in with before. Okay, so we're going to click on Create WOF. I'm doing my car today, so I'm going to choose a car rather than a motorcycle or a trailer. Click on Start. Click on Vehicle Details. Then click on the Rego label at the right hand top with the camera icon. So you can see I've got the Rego label in the screen here. Just make sure that the windscreen is clean. If it's dirty, wipe it off. Most cars are perfectly fine. Make sure that you see I'm putting moving a shadow across it. Try to get the Rego label with only one light on it, rather than some areas in shade and some areas in dark, in light rather. Especially around the barcode here. The barcode has the VIN number. You can see the manufacturer's windscreen details here. If they're covering this barcode, which they can do sometimes, it can be a little bit of an issue. A little bit of coverage of this barcode is fine, but if you have too much coverage, then you may need to move the Rego label or take it out of the holder and take a photo of it. But 95% of the time it's perfectly fine and it will just work. If you're on a smartphone, at the moment we recommend taking the photo this direction, not this direction, but if you have any issues, just try both directions on smartphones and tablets. But generally for smartphones this way, tablets are a different design, so you're probably going to end up with that direction. But like I say, if you have any issues, just try both directions to see what works for your device. Tap on the screen to focus it and then take your photo, and then just make sure you get as close to the Rego label and get everything, all parts of the Rego label in, including the barcode and all the text. And then when you're happy with that, click the tick at the right hand bottom of the screen. After 15 to 20 seconds you'll have the registration plate, make, year, model, the current Rego expiry date and the year first registered of the vehicle, plus the VIN number. Okay, so you can see on my screen that we've got all the vehicle details including the VIN number. If you press the little speaker symbol, you'll get the system to read out the barcode for you, so you can compare it to the vehicle.
6 UX 0 1 3
This is
1
useful to be
1
able
7
to
9 1.
compare the VIN that you've got from the rego label to the vehicle to make sure that it's correct for compliance purposes. Now you would enter the odometer reading. I'll just make something up rather than going into the car. And you would enter the fuel type. NZTA mainly requests only petrol and diesel, so you could choose that. I'm going to choose petrol hybrid today, but you could just choose petrol if you wanted to. You have to mark it as complete once you've checked that everything is correct for the vehicle, and then go mark as complete. Okay, so tap on customer details and then tap on customer details with the camera icon again. Now you're going to take a photo of your workshop software. You want to try and get as close as possible to your details. It doesn't matter which workshop software you've got, it will work it out, the name, email, mobile, or the phone number and the address, provided it's on the screen. So just get it in focus by tapping the focus, tapping on your screen, and then make sure there's no shade or light and dark on the screen. Get it as clear as possible, then hit the photo icon to take the photo. Then click on the little tick, and after 10 to 20 seconds it will give you the name, address, phone number and email address of your customer. The email address will become very important when you go to email your customer the eWOF check sheet. So you can now see that it's got the name, the correct address, the correct phone number and the correct email address off the screen. You just click on yes to accept those things. You can edit them if you need to in there. If they're incorrect, you can just tweak them. Once you're happy with it, you mark as complete. So now you can see that both the sections for vehicle details and customer details are green and complete. We will now perform part of an eWOF inspection. Tap on the road brake test. Tap on pass all at the top. You will see that everything except the service performance brake and the parking brake readings have got green ticks beside them. This is because the service brake performance and the parking brake reading may require measurements. So let's tap on service brake performance. If you use an electronic meter on a road test, which the majority of workshops do, then enter your service brake overall percentage. So I'm going to say the vehicle was 53%. It automatically knows pass fail. So if it was 45%, it would be a fail. Let's go back. If it's 55%, it's a pass. And we can mark that as complete. Now we'll do the parking brake reading. I'm going to mark the stall test. Assuming you haven't got a brake machine, most people will do the parking brake stall test. Mark it as a fail. It requires you to put a reason for rejection in. So I'm going to put parking brake ineffective application. I need to save it as a reason. You can save as a reason and save as a comment. This is a reason for rejection. So the parking brake being ineffective, save it. You can see that it shows up down the bottom of the screen. And then I need to go mark as complete for that section. If you couldn't find the reason that you wanted in the list, you can type in your own. So I could type in anything I like in here. Park brake lever missing as an example, and I'll save it as a reason, and then I've got two reasons at the bottom of the screen there. So once you're happy with your reasons, you go mark as complete. You can see there's a red X beside the parking brake reading, indicating that it has failed. In this example, I am passing everything else, so I'm going to mark that as complete. The next thing to do is click on external inspection, and let's go down to, let's say the stop lights failed, so click on stop lamps there. Let's say that it's not operational. You choose the left or the right or both, depending on your situation. I'm going to say the left stop lamp is not working. No need to put front or rear because they're only on the rear, and no need to put upper, lower, inner or outer. So I'm just going to put left stop light not operational, and I'm going to save that as a reason. So again, if it had a different reason, if it was cracked or excessive moisture, lens was broken, you've got all the different options to choose from. If you can't find the one you want, just type in a reason that that works for you. So it's going to mark that as complete. So I'm going to pass everything else in that section, because the only thing in my pretend WOF is the stop lamps or a stop lamp has failed. So mark as complete. I'll show you how to do a comment now. Internal inspection. Let's say I'm going to pass everything else because it's just faster to pass everything and fail the ones you want. Let's say the washers have low fluid level. Excuse me. I'm going to save that as a comment. So now I've got low fluid washer level. I'm going to mark that as complete. So the only thing I've got in that section that's failed is a comment on the washer bottle having low fluid. Okay. You would go through and repeat this process for the chassis underbody. For the chassis underbody, I can mark everything as complete, except the tires require measurements. So I'm just going to put some measurements in here, and if it's under 1.5 mil, it'll fail it, but I'm just going to keep it simple for today. Mark as complete. That section's done, and then I'm going to mark everything else as complete as nothing's failed for under bonnet inspection. Now I'm going to have a look at the initial inspection results. It shows it's failed because it failed on a few things. I've already saved my inspector signature of inspector in the settings, and I've put my fake inspector number in as well in the settings, so I never have to re-enter those every time. They're always there. The date of the inspection is automatically coming up, so I can mark that as complete. The WOF details, it shows WOF failed. It shows your MS number, your authority number, is saved in the settings when you first set the system up. So that comes up every time. You don't have to enter it. It automatically puts in the last 6 digits of the VIN and everything it got from the rego label. It's got the reasons for rejection, and not showing the comments because they're not part of the warrant, but they'll show up on the warrant sheet. So I'm going to mark that as complete. So that's our WOF essentially done. You can see you've got your reasons for rejection, you've got your comments, and down the very bottom I can submit the inspection. That's not submitting to NZTA. That is just creating the check sheet, so you don't have to worry about that. You can see everything here is the results. The last day for a recheck is down the very bottom here, underneath there, and you can see it puts in automatically the last date. And I've got my comments, and I've got my reasons for rejection, and I've got my WOF sheet here. If I want to email this to my customer, This button will change to email check sheet. At the moment it's called create estimate. We're just changing that in the next update, which is due out late November 2024. I'll click on that. Okay, so now I've got, I can email this to my customer. And so I've got my email address in there as the customer. You'd have the customer's email address. And it just has a template. If it had passed, it would have a different template for a WOF pass. It's got the WOF fail template. So unfortunately, your warrant of fitness has failed for your Toyota Prius and so on. Please refer to the attached WOF check sheet, and you can see the WOF check sheet is down the bottom of the screen here, and that gets automatically attached, and then all you have to do is click send, and it sends it off to your customer. As simple as that. You're currently, it may ask you to sign in between clicking on email check sheet, because it's going into the estimator system to email the WOF check sheet off. The purpose of that is that in the future you'll be able to automatically create WOF repair estimates and email suppliers for parts quotes directly from the estimator system. There'll be optional add-ons that you can choose if you like. There'll be paid services in the future which you can choose if you like. So the estimator system will be an optional add-on. At the moment, you can just email through there. So that's pretty much how you do a eWOF using the itsallauto.com system. I hope it's been useful to you. And as always, give us a phone call or an email if you have any questions. Okay, thank you. Bye.